Okay, we're building a T intersection. So what Jerry did was, again, in a real world scenario here, we wouldn't land right on a full 8-inch panel most likely. So what we do is we build our wall up close to the T. We would stop. We would set our T in place, actually build off, put an 8-inch panel on both sides of it if you can, and then measure what your splice would be alongside that. So we build through the back side. This T intersection, the intersecting wall is actually going to be coming from Jerry at the wall. You can see it's left open there. And then on Barry's side would be the back side of the T. So we build through the back side. Now what we take is, and I think you already pre-grouped, right? Nancy, what page is it? Looks like page 23 and 24 to show what he did there. Jerry actually grooved the base of the poly panel to accept our stud, and you'll see why as he's building it here. So it's basically the same groove that he uses to groove the panel again after you cut the splice. You run right down the panel on the face, and it just happens to be the right dimension for that as well for a T intersection. This is another one of those spots where there are several different ways to do a T. We're showing what we believe to be the quickest and easiest to understand and the strongest then once it's set up and require the least amount of bracing for the T. So you see that the next stud for building the next wall just goes right into the grooves. If that intersecting wall is a different concrete thickness, no problem. If it's what we would, the panel on the back side of the T, right in the center, that width of that panel will be the same width of the concrete wall coming into it. So in this application, we have an 8-inch wall coming into our existing 8-inch wall. So it's just our traditional 8-inch panel in the back. If we had a 6-inch wall coming through, we'd want to cut that 8-inch panel down to a 6-inch. If it's a 10-inch wall coming and our panel is only 8 inches, then we have just a little bit different method where we actually have a stud right in the center of the T, but otherwise built's basically the same. But now I need to get a 10-inch wall panel, so 2 5-inch panels instead of one 8-inch. It just isn't going to work. So now that we had that groove and the stud was able to go right up flat against the face, we can make that T intersection real strong by screwing stud to stud right there. So Jerry's screwing right through those holes that we have in the stud, right into the stud coming off the backside. And that makes it real strong. Now that can't pull apart right there. So now my weakest point of that whole T intersection is going to be the back side.
How often do you screw it? Tack it, is it?
4 or 5 on the 8-footer, 4 or 5 screws-ish. Maybe say 2. I wouldn't go more than 3 foot apart, so maybe every 2 foot apart.
It shows it in their detail manual. I'm just trying to save time. So there's more that watching me screw it in.
But then it's real easy to start the intersecting wall. You just build right off and away you go.